Good evening, France. Hang on. Hang on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Just the windows here. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Everyone just come in and find your seats and get settled, and we're gonna have a nice live stream tonight. Very good one. So what are we gonna talk about tonight? We're gonna talk about the new over-the-air update that came out to Neuro Agent, and gonna show you some of the stuff that we're working on right now, so you can see what's coming next. Welcome to the live stream. Here we go to chat. Martin and Dalucci and Mikey. D-Book. Hello guys. Good to see you. So it looks like AUD Cat today didn't do so well. I mean, we got out most of the positions, but it did exit the trade today. I think it's the right thing to do. I don't think it was a mistake. I mean, I do realize that there was a bit of rejection here from the 4 hour, but at the very least, it didn't close the trade. You know, right here, it closed the trade somewhere around a little bit down. Not ideal, but let's see where it goes. I mean, if you look at this, if you look what's going on here, I can understand this choice, and I think it's the right choice. But we'll see in hindsight. Another point is that there is a lot of AUD positions active right now, and the one thing we can't do is we at some point we gotta cut these trades, right? If we don't cut trades, they will just build up, and it's only gonna get worse. At least when we cut them, we free off space to utilize that risk in the markets and make money from it. So that is that's the speech. But I'll also show you some updates that we're working on right now on AUD Cat. Oh, sorry, that's a little bit much. A little bit of. So what we're doing right now is trying to expand the profile that we can trade. Is it lacking? That's such a shame. What kind of lag? Music lag or video lag? Music lag or video lag? That's strange, because I even decreased the data bandwidth, so it was supposed to be easier to handle for. Maybe it's just the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's just the internet. Yeah, let's see. Let me know if it gets terrible. All right. So just setting up an AUD Cat backtest here with scale risk based on strength enabled. That's how we roll now, for sure. Okay, it's good. Okay, let me just move this here. There we go. Should do it. Should be good. All right. Cool, guys. Good to know that it's good now. So, specifically, what are we doing right now? We're building detection filters for reduction in strength and increase in strength, so we can get much better at detecting entropy in itself, and also just how it spreads out and when it happens. The better we can detect this, the more leverage we can pump in. The more size and the larger TPs we can trade with during the drive state. But what I'm doing here is I'm actually trading not only the drive state, I'm also trading the I'm also trading the drive transition state, and we're not doing this right now. So that's also why maybe it's a little bit quiet. And it is because that the current state just trade the drive state, but that will change. It's just that we have to make sure, you know, we're not gonna put something out until it's ready, and we just have to make sure that this gets done properly. So this is AUD CAD, and AUD CAD has actually been a little bit difficult and you know what the challenge is here is to figure out, you know, in which situations do we stop trading as soon as the strength disappear, and in which situation do we keep trading even if the strength disappear a little bit. And you know, that's where we basically are gonna enable dynamic algorithms now to make that decision. This is gonna make it really nice. This is gonna help customize each market profile. It's gonna enable a market with strong strength to trade longer than a market with, you know, less strength. So this is one of the things. So so this AUD CAD I think is looking pretty good. We don't really get caught. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. And again, I don't know what's wrong with this UI. I don't know why it's showing like this, but I checked it. Like if you run it, if you actually go and look at the visualization mode and you run the back test and you watch how it performs, this doesn't happen. We don't have these glitches of where the positions were trading. I don't know why it does that. So yeah, that's also some of the things we're dealing with. It's just sometimes the software just doesn't work. So I think tonight is good to talk a little bit about how this thing actually works when it trades, when it makes money, because you know, when we run these back tests, it's, you know, it's like instant, right? So it's very easy to be patient for the back test, because you can just play it off and you can just watch how it goes, and you can see, okay, here, hang on, if we just stop it for a second, right? So you can see here, it actually get stuck right here, 22nd July, and it's actually, you know, for quite a while gonna be stuck in this trade, and then it gets out. This is just how it works. And you know, it's hard for humans to sit and watch it, but it's not a problem for a bot to do it. So you know, this is pretty much how it works. Sometimes we can have a trade open and draw down for a while. The point, like what we're trying to get good at, is stop the whole trading process before it even gets you know, to a stage where it's like less probable to work out. And we're doing that with these reduction filters, this technique where we basically, let me see if I can find navigate right. So let's just take Euro CHF is fine for an example. So what we're trying to get good at, right, is reading these capitulations and being able to read just right here when it happens and the market starts to basically turn around. And as soon as it starts to happen, that turnaround starts to happen, we can actually stop trading, right? And what we need is dynamic algorithms for this. We need algorithms that, according to the specific market situation and the state and the strength in the market and all of this stuff, right? Based on the stuff, we basically use that into like a math equation, right? That determines how much that this market is really allowed to do this kind of action here before we just disengage trading. And the good news is that we have come pretty far with this. Just go back to the back test here for a second. So this thing's still running. You can see now we're in the 5th August. So yeah, this takes a while. And this is the point. These trades, they do take a while. Like they they do take like time to complete, but they really stack up if you just let it run and you're just not watching it and you just go about doing something else, right? Like, you have to remember, it's not only the bot earning you money, it's also how you take that time. Instead of watching the bot or watching trading, what you take that time and you spend it on, right? You could spend it on your family, you could spend it on developing yourself, you could spend it on building a business, you could spend it on taking a second job, right? You can do all these, you have all these options now that's available to you where you can go out and earn money, put it to work with your new agent. That's the goal here. The goal is here for people to realize that manual trading is not how life should be lived. It's really not. Of course, I'm not the one to decide how to spend your life, but as a man who has spent the vast majority of his life in front of financial markets and spent a long time in that arena, I'm just saying, I don't think that's how you're gonna maximize joy or happiness or love in your life. I think if you want abundance and if you wanna if you really want to reach a higher level, it's not going to happen from manual trading financial markets, right? So that's what we're here for. We're here to solve this. We come pretty far. We still got a little bit to go, but I think we're gonna crack it. I think we're gonna, and what I mean by crack it is that I think, and this is honestly my opinion, and this is my genuine opinion, is that when we have these things sorted out that we're working on, new agents should be able to do something like 3 to 6% a day. And I really mean that. Of course, that requires that some markets are in drive or they're doing something. But the whole point, let me show you something. So a lot of people have been experimenting with TP Boost, and it's basically increasing the commission per trade. So you can just watch here in the last backtest, this turned out to be 10,600 or so. And now I increased it to 33 here. This is basically commission per trade a lot. And you know, the holy grail that we all want to achieve is that we want to have these, we want to have these deviations, and we would like to extract more money from them than just, a little bit. We would like to extract, a decent amount of money from it. And to do that, it requires you to trade at very specific times where, where the market is just going one direction. So that's one thing. The second thing to this is that the reason I believe this is possible, so you can see here now the profit has increased to what? Yeah, okay, what is this? We got something in the end here, I'm not sure what this is. And this is the challenge, because if you can't use like a static value that I'm doing here. Why can you not use a static value? You can't use like a static value like this, because you gotta take the circumstances and the environment of the market and realize like how much can we squeeze profit out of the current drive and the current market situation. So right now it's just a static value, right? But what we're doing is we're writing an equation that's going to determine this value depending on which situation in the market and what time of the market, and then it will set it. So it's not going to get stuck on trades like this, because you can see here that something happens here in the end. I don't know if this is just because that the back test end here or if it's actually closed trades, but the point is, if we reduce this to, we can try 22 instead. Then it should work out. You'll get a little bit of profit, but a little bit less profit. But that's only because we're using a static value applied to everything here. So this value needs to be adjusted. So this is the first part that I know we can squeeze a lot more money out of it. It's just that until we have these detections perfectly mastered, I do not want to push the leverage. It's not a smart thing to do. We will do that when we're very confident in the ability to really squeeze money. And now you can see with this one, now we didn't get this drawdown here, and then it all works out. But we still made more money. You can see here we made 11,000, and the last round we only made 10,600. So that's like a double increase in profit just from that little small change, right? So there will come a day, and I believe it will be soon. And you guys can see this comes like in, you know, this comes in patches, just like when you were playing World of Warcraft. That would be like an update. You know, this is the same way here. We deploy patches, right, as we get them ready. What we can do, what else we can do is, let me see if I can find a good drive here. See if we can find a good drive here. Yeah, so this is good. All right, so you can see this. Now, this is not a market in uptrend, so you would not be buying this, don't worry. But what I want is that I want to be able to trade this. I want to be able to trade this straight move down. And this is possible, but you gotta stop trading 1 minute. You have to stop trading 1 minute because, I mean, we'll still trade 1 minute, but we'll move risk maybe from the 15 minute all the way to basically the neutral band. So if you imagine we have neutral, you know, just above this, we'll start trading it. Let me see if I can find that. But like Bitcoin is a good example. It's pumping right now. So let's have a look, right? Let's have a look. How would we ideally trade Bitcoin, right? This is the point. So what I want to do is I want to, in these strong drives we detect, I want to start buying on neutral, and then I want to sell it at resistance. And this is basically a front-running operation at this point. That means that, you know, the price is not even going to get to 1 minute or 5 minutes, or for that matter 15. It's not going to get there because the market is just going one direction. And you can, I mean, Bitcoin have had it. This is not what I'm talking about. This is not the same thing. What I'm talking about is when the market is going straight up or straight down in one direction, and you see these direct drives where it's just going one direction. I want to get in, and I want to front run that, and I want to sell it to the main buyer or seller in the market. So that's the second thing we can do that's going to boost the profitability massively. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to enable our machine learning frameworks from earlier this year, integrate it, and feed future data to the neural model. So it basically starts positioning all these levels that we have here, and these, you know, where we take profit and where we take entries. We start feeding a little bit of forward data from the future about what's likely to happen based on open high lows, based on the data we have. And using that, you know, you can kind of imagine it that you know where the TP is going to be in like 1 hour or 2 hours. So you know you can target the TP higher than, you know, just like the neutral point. And this is another point. So we got a lot of ideas to improve the money. But the main, like the most important thing is safety, and that we do everything possible to run the whole thing as safe as possible for everyone. And as we get more comfortable with how it operates and extracts profits, we will increase the opportunities that it takes. So that is the deal. Next, I'm going to talk about this update we applied. Meanwhile, let me just get back to the chat here. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Let me just see what we got. I see that we have Robert Hartman, Nicholas, and Gabriel, PK, Ryan, Edison, and Matrix. Money Matters is here as well. Daniel, I already said hello to you, sir. Ido and PK, I say hello to you guys. And Monty, and the guy, Mike. Yeah, welcome, boys, girls, ladies, family. Welcome. So one of the updates that we're deploying, Christian wants a shout out to. Hello, Christian. So one of the updates that we have already applied is the detection of this reduction in strength. And maybe it's a little bit harsh. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think, like, when you're scanning across all these markets right now, it's not too hard. Like it's not. It's really not. So we can start from the top, the CHF group, and you know the best here we have is really Euro CHF and GBP CHF. And I think GBP CHF will start trading very shortly. New Zealand dollar CHF and all these you can see below here. You can see it's not really too much going on, but they will probably wake up soon. And for Bitcoin is looking good. Why is Bitcoin not trading right now? I'll tell you why Bitcoin is not trading right now. Bitcoin is not trading right now because it's extremely overextended. Now, it will probably start trading, depending on what happens in the market, it will probably start trading within the next few days. But right now, it's the probability of some kind of reversal move down to 30K or something like this, it's there, you know. So we'll wait for this to happen first, and then it will start trading. So that's why crypto is not trading right now. CHF JPY, you can see there's not much strength here. There's not much strength across all of these. There's not really much going on in these groups right now. And if we look at gold, we can see some metals. I mean, not gold, metals. We can see some metals starting to come online. But so that's the point, guys. Like the way I know it's point, but sometimes we just have to wait until activity comes into the market and we can start trading it. If we start trading it too early, that's where we start to get, you know, into bad trades and so on. And that's also why it hasn't been so bad with these trades lately, because the strength has been low. So the position sizes that we have been using has been pretty small. So it's not too bad. You know, you have to remember, Neo Agent can use a lot more risk than it's using right now. It's just not using anything. It's not using much risk right now because there's not really much to put risk into. There's not really much to do here. But I know people want their bot to trade. They just bought their bot. They want to trade. I get it, but it's just not how it works. Like if you look at these back tests, I'll show you another back test on. Let's do. Euro USD, yeah. Here we go. And some pretty cool music. Tonight we're listening to Chris Luna. Good stuff. Okay, so what happened to this back test? It's running right now. Looks like strongly filtered. We'll have a look at this. Let me try to reduce this a little bit. Hang on. Because like I said, we're still just figuring this out. This dynamic algorithm to determine when to stop trading. You know, for most people, trading is like a black hole. It's like a black hole for them financially, and they will end up losing basically all their money to trading as long as they have this in their life. So for a lot of people, as much as they wish to be rich, they're not going to be able to be rich until they have fixed this, because it's just not going to happen. Why is it not going to happen? Because if you try to become rich while you're still losing money in trading, guess where all your richness and all your money is gonna go? To trading. Hang on, I can do this. Let's reduce this a little bit more. I'll just show you. I'm just modifying filters a little bit here. Compiling. Let's try again. Third round. So you can see we get a lot more trading now. A lot, maybe too much. Because then we have this. And this is the point, right? So I think this is actually, we'll have a look at this, who's causing this. So this is kind of the game right now. Now we have, the thing is we need so many different algorithms for each of all these things. Like we need algorithms for trend detection. we need algorithms for, the market structure. We need algorithms for deploying the trades. We need all of this kind of stuff happening at the same time, but we also need just to keep it safe meanwhile it's being developed. This is really the main cause, right? So you can see, okay, now we have this. So now the job is to, okay, well, how do we minimize this? Well, we go back, we go look at the back test. We're like, okay, well, what happened here? Why did we loosen this here? Now, I know what it is because I'm working so much with it. So we'll just go back, you can see it here. So what actually happens here on EURUSD is it actually begins trading here in the early start of the trend. It actually even buys EURUSD, and you can see it gets stuck on something here. So you also gotta have, it's tricky because you gotta know when to cut the trades and you gotta know when to not cut the trades if you're still stuck in something like this. So it's really about figuring out these last functions to determine automatically based on the market environment how these values should be positioned and so on. But it's not far away. Like all of the things, we have gotten so much out of the way. We have fixed so much. Like there was all these things that we needed to take care of, all this other stuff that's now taken care of, that now works. We have a stable strat. What we need now is just to expand it and to get better at this, to get better at figuring out when to stop trading. And we have that now. So now we're integrating it and then it's gonna roll out. And at some point, it's just gonna go nuts. It's just gonna start trading a lot. Because when we get really, really good at seeing, just go back to the, when we get really, really good at seeing these markets starting to collapse in strength. Here, for example, when we get really good at detecting this strength decrease, that's where we can just avoid this altogether. And once again, we can pump the profits, we can pump the leverage, we can pump the TP, all this kind of stuff, right? Let me just check this. Maybe the reason that this one is, maybe the reason this is happening is because the commission on this one is too high. We'll see. Or maybe we just need to modify these fields a little bit. We have the same. So, one of the things that is the dream right now is to allow trading against the trend, because we can just disable this. We can just say, okay, if you look at EURUSD here, like if you really look at the long-term history here, you wouldn't really call this here for an uptrend. So you could just stop trading against the overall long-term strength. It's possible, you could do this. But one of the points of doing that is that there's a lot of money to squeeze. There's a lot of money to make from allowing to trade against the trend. It's just that you don't have that backup. You don't have that. You don't really have that backup that's gonna get you out of where you can use. You can basically transform a bad trade into a long-term position because it's using such low leverage. You can just carry it. You can just carry it like inventory, right? It's important to remember that when we make money, it's because a lot of trades is happening and we get in and out of them. We make a lot of money just from a tiny spread really in the market. That's where we make our money. Just in, out all day. That's what we do. So this looks pretty good. It's not too bad, but again, I would like to avoid this. So then I go back and then I modify a little bit. Okay, let's try and modify a little bit more. Let's try slightly different. To be honest, I think I can actually do this. Let's see if this works. Modified. Compiling. Let's try again. Let's try again. No, it's still trading this. Hang on, let me just see if I can. If I can fix this. Gabriel says, aren't you scared of overfitting? I'm not scared of anything anymore. I'm not afraid of anything at this point. Let me put it that way. I'm not afraid of anything. But it can't really be overfitting when you're running the same trading strategy across 50 markets and testing it across 50 markets at the same time. You know, as long as this is happening, and we're not just testing per individual market, but we're testing across 50 different markets at the same time to see how it performs. You know, it can't really get much better than that. But it is an interesting point, because what you can do with backtesting, and this is what I tell people, when you make a backtest, you can write, you know, you can find out where your bot has problems and it's gonna lose, and you can just code into the backtest, don't trade this period, like don't trade here, you know. It's very easy to cheat, and then you will run the backtest. It's just gonna look perfect. And whenever you have a loss, you just put it in the code. Oh, don't trade this period. And it's just, you know, this is what a lot of people do, and that's why I tell people you can't really. I mean, backtesting gets you pretty far. You know, especially when you're applying it like multiple markets on the same trading strategy, and you can make sure that it works across all with like 3 years of history. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Of course, it can always change. Anything can happen, but if you want a chance, this is your best chance in the financial markets. Let me try a slightly different value here. See if we can modify this a little bit. So Gabriel says he thought each pair has a specific algorithm. They will, and they do, yeah. But that algorithm is you have to look at the bigger picture. What will that algorithm do? What will this do? All it's gonna do is it's gonna analyze the market environment, and then based on the market environment, you know, if it's like Bitcoin right now, that is very volatile, moving a lot. And you know, in this case, you might not want to have, you know, a very tight, you know, trigger to stop trading, right? You want to give it leeway. You want to give it leeway so it can express itself. It can go up and down as much as you want, as long as we're still in the trade and we're not getting kicked out, right? So each market is going to be different, and that's also why each risk also for each market is different, because they all are inherently different, these markets, but they all behave the same at the same time. It's just that they have slightly different personalities. Okay, this one seems to be a little bit stubborn. I think the best way to get rid of this one is probably I think we need a separate. I hope Andrew is taking notes. I think we need a separate process for each state to determine to allow trading or not. So if we have a counter trend market where, you know, the market's going against the trend and we want to start trading it, then we need a specific approach. So I just changed it. We're trying GBP USD here. So you can see here, this is not much. It's not trading too much here. It does start buying here, but it also stops trading it pretty fast. So this is pretty nice, but you can see it's not much. It is not much. Hang on. Maybe we can improve that a little bit. So yeah, how are you guys? Have anyone noticed any ringing in your ear? Like any kind of just ringing that comes and goes? Oh, now it's alive. Now this thing is alive, huh? It looks like it even managed to, let's see, stop in time, 2022. Oh, nice. Okay, not so great. So yeah, this is the fun part. This is what we're sitting and working with now. And so what happens here? So what I would like is I would like to trade this. I would like to be able to trade this part right here. But this is basically a tail, and these tails are inherent, what can you say? Unstable energy to a high degree. It can be hard to be confident in this. So this is the holy grail, to be able to also trade against the trend when we have a move like this, and then go all the way, switch, and then short it down. That's what we're aiming for. Let's switch over to USD JPY. This is always a interesting pair. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions I haven't covered. Is it me? Is time just speeding up like crazy? Just an hour feels like 10 minutes. A day feels like 4 hours or something. It's just you wake up and it's just the day is just gone. It's crazy. Again, it's nice performance. It's just, we can see we have this one and we have this one here, and it's not, it's a little bit, let me try to make it a little bit more aggressive. See if we can stop this. Let's see if we can stop this. So this thing doesn't want to trade the very beginning here. Let me just try and modify that, because the backtest actually begins over here. Yeah, I don't think it's strong enough, but let's try something else. Let's try something else. Let's try this. Let's see if it begins trading a little bit earlier this time. It does. So let's see what challenges this bring. Now we're trading since 2021. So we'll see. Okay, see the chat here. This is a lot more trading, and this is the point. This is a completely different state to trade. This is a drive transition state, and if we we can trade it, it's just that we have to be a lot more strict on stopping this thing to trade before it just gets stuck. You can see we trade. Okay, hang on. Let me wait for this thing to finish. Then we'll do an overview. Let me check the chat here. Gabriel asks, how am I? I'm good. I'm very good. All is very well. All is very well. Haven't really... it's actually not a bad curve, this one. I mean, it's not bad. It needs a little bit of work, but it's not bad. So let's look at it, right? What's going on? So we have this one again. I'm sure we can filter this. I don't think this is a problem. We just have to cut it earlier. And maybe we even need to run the capitulation as well up here. So if it has any like hangover here, we just fucking kill it. And we don't carry it all the way down here. Now what else do we have? You can see compared to before, now we're trading this period as well. Even this period does not get stuck here in the top. It's nice, it's good. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. You know, it's just about figuring out to stop it in time. And I think we got that now. We just gotta be a little bit more aggressive in these situations, and this is what we're gonna figure out here. Ah, fuck, October is already over. It's 25th October. I feel like it just started. All right, well, we'll try before end of the month, but otherwise next month we will have this ready. But yeah, I'm very good, guys. Thank you for asking. I am found a new level of peace. But it's wild. It's wild what's going on out there. Like you really gotta keep your head on straight right now, because there's all this kind of stuff going on, all this international conflict, all this. All these lies, and then you awaken, and there's even more lies, and you have to be able to tell which are which. But the more you look, the deeper you go, the crazier it gets. Like, you know, I'm not like a flat earth kind of person. In fact, I think it makes no sense at all. I think it's completely crazy. But there's still like this little thing inside of me that just like, it's like, but maybe I just don't see it. Maybe I'm just too arrogant in my belief that Earth is a planet, right? But there's a lot of stuff you start to uncover, and you start to see like crazy stuff. So it's very interesting. I'm very curious to find out what is the real truth. You know, if they had to say that Earth was flat, if Earth had to be flat, that would mean all the satellites International Space Station. I mean, I know NASA is corrupt and, you know, not on our side, but Elon Musk, SpaceX, all the governments around the world keeping it a secret or just not knowing it's a secret. It's strange. It's really strange. Like, it's a deep rabbit hole. It's a very deep rabbit hole. It's very interesting as well. It's funny. Like I told Mikey, you know, it's like you wake up and maybe you've been playing games before in your life. You've been playing maybe like World of Warcraft or Diablo or some kind of MMORPG. And you know the storyline, you have to go do a quest. You can either do the main quest or you can go and do the side quest, or you can level up your skills, you know, doing mining or whatever, right? And there's this whole game you can complete and you can level up and you can experience and all this stuff. So then you wake up and you find out that what we experience, this reality that we are in, is much more than we are led to believe. Much more. Much more. And it's just wild how much there is to it. And it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating. All right, let's see. How are we doing on the trades? Anything popping off? Nothing trading. At least we're getting some break even and we're getting out of some trades. Euros and dollars. There's my AUD CAD. What is AUD CAD doing now? Let me refresh this. Yeah, I think I have some. I think I've got some internet issues tonight. Looks like there's some internet issues challenging me tonight. But yeah, drawdown looks better, like Christian said. That's good. That's good. Investigate this AUD CAD. And I think, honestly, I think the key here is not getting better. Okay, the key is also getting better at closing the trade at the right time. That's also the key. But I think the real key is to stop the trading before it gets to that point. I think the real key is seeing, like recognizing very early on, like, okay, let's stop. We have already made money from this for so long. Let's stop and let it do the pullback. Let's do, let it do a reaction, then we'll get back in. All right. You know, I used to be, it's not that I don't believe in Bitcoin. No, actually, I'm not sure I even do. You know, I've loved Bitcoin my whole life. Unfortunately, there is a lot of signs. There's a lot of signs that Bitcoin is some kind of deep state operation, some kind of basically like a Trojan horse to you know, if you are a really smart enemy, like if you're very smart, if you were the government, if you were these guys controlling the world, you would make Bitcoin yourself, release it to the wild and just let it be. And then you would let people get comfortable with it and trust it for many years. And then eventually, when they think they need it the most, when the weapon is needed the most, they will just pull the plug on it. What I mean by pull the plug, like moves the Satoshi coins or something like that. Like what I have realized is that money is not a worthy goal in life. Money and materialism and stuff like that. It's not. Like if you spend your life chasing money and if you spend your life chasing materialistic goods and that's what you want, if that's how you spend your life, by the time that your life is over, you're gonna be very disappointed with yourself. you're gonna be very disappointed with yourself. That's what I have learned. It's you know, of course it's easy, you know, when you need money to just be like, I mean, it's hard to just not care about money when you need it, but it's not what people think it is, and the universe doesn't work the way that people think it does, and people don't understand the power they have. I've told a lot of people now that most people are not ready to get rich because they think it's all about the money. But in fact, being rich is not about how much money you have. You know? Being rich is, you know, being at peace with what you have and being happy for what you already have. Then the universe will send more your way. But this thing of just chasing money and not having a goal in life, it's not going to end well for anyone. And that's probably one of the challenges most people here are for. So yeah, while I would like to have, let's say, 100,000 Bitcoins, so I could really build an empire, so on, it's not like my main goal anymore. It's just not. It's just life is too short for that. And also, you will make a lot more money. You'll make a lot more money. You'll get a lot more wealthy in life by not focusing on money, by focusing on helping people instead. That's how you're gonna get rich. You will get rich from forgetting money and focusing on yourself. TJ said, I would like to have a setting to tell the bot which days to trade and which days not to. Why? PK says, hopefully this stream will be about having higher discussions and not worrying about what Neo Agent is doing. We're getting that. We're definitely getting that. I'm happy what we have here now, but of course it would be nice to make it even better. And I think we will be able to do that. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, we have some major upgrades that we're working on. TJ says he doesn't want to hold any trades through the weekend. It's difficult. It's very difficult. You don't want to hold trades through the weekend. That means you have to close all your trades by Friday. If you have to close all your trades by Friday, you're going to be taking losses every Friday. If you're taking losses every Friday and closing positions just because it's Friday, it's probably not going to work out. But you don't have to worry about this. You have to understand, the whole point is to not close trades in loss. That is like the main goal. The main goal is to stay in these trades as long as they remain probable or valid to extract money from them. Once they are not in that position anymore, then we cut them. But we don't cut a trade just because we're going into weekend. There's no sense in doing this. It's not. There's no sense, and it's not possible either. I mean, it is possible, but it's not possible to do it in a profitable way. Why is that? Well, as you know, Neo Agent get into these trades and will hold these trades sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes a second, sometimes a month. And sometimes, you know, the whole thing changes in just minutes. We've seen this a lot. We've seen this a lot where we will have like all these AUD trades we have right now. They will just turn around in a blink. I think this even happened. Euro and your $10 getting there. But don't worry, guys. This thing is only gonna get better from here. It's not like we're gonna stop working on this. We work on this every day. This is the sole reason that we're here. It's the only reason. It's to make this thing better, so it works for everyone and can make everyone money. And I think it's pretty good for what we have, for what we set out for this year. But I do think coming improvements will fully deliver what Neo Agent can do for people. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. All right. Oh. Guys, once again, I want to thank you all for being here tonight and watching the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button or put a comment below or whatever you want. I have seen that in the near future, you can call it visions if you want. I have seen in the near future that Breakfree Trading is going to be huge, and probably just a few months from now, there's going to be 2,000 people watching this live stream, maybe 5,000. I'm not going to be able to read all the names. So I hope you guys consider yourself OGs of Breakfree Trading, and you will remember that you were here to create this thing. You were the one who supported it, even during the time when it wasn't maybe as ideal as it's going to be in the future. And that in itself, the karmic reward for that is going to be huge. So what I want you to do is I want you to stop focusing on that you're going to get rich fast from trading. You're never going to get rich fast from trading. The only time you're going to get rich fast from trading is when you make a deal with the devil and you take a short-term loan from the devil that you're going to have to repay in the future with your soul and a lot more money. So this doesn't work. This doesn't work. The way to get rich from trading is by finding an approach that can multiply your money safely and slowly, and it works. That's what Neo Aging is going to do for you. What you need to do for yourself is to get your head out of this idea that trading is going to make you rich right here and now. And then you need to allow the universe a new way to make you rich. Okay? Because the universe is not going to reward you for doing degenerate trading. Like, it's not going to happen that way. The universe will reward you for setting an intention of how you can help other people while building a business around it. So what you need to do is you need to figure out some kind of business that you can put up. And then I promise you, if you have a good intention, you have a good heart, the universe is going to make you rich through this. So figure out something. It can be consulting, it can be web design, it can be anything, right? Just figure out something that can generate you money. Do that. So you don't focus all your energy on just watching the Neo Agent trade. So don't worry about that. That will be taken care of. That will be taken care of. That's not on you. You don't have to worry about that. It's not on you. What's on you is getting your head out of your ass, focusing on actually contributing something to society and helping other people out with something that you can help people with, right? Build a business around that. And I promise you, the universe will just send you riches. It's just gonna send it to you. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna come to you. But yeah, that's the final words for tonight, guys. Focus on setting up some kind of business or some kind of service that can help other people, all right? And then it will come to you. And then you can take that money, you can give it to Neo Agent, it will compound it at 1% a day, maybe even more when we get really good. And that is how you're gonna get free. That is how you're gonna be free and do whatever it is you wanna do in your life. All right. Yeah, that's good, Christian. You go save those clones, all right? You go save those clones. I'm sure that's gonna be. You go save those clones, all right? All right, guys. Thank you for coming to the live stream tonight. I'll see you guys next week. Keep your mind and your vibes high. And don't worry, everything's gonna be fine, okay? If something goes down, if there's like some global world war, some stuff like that, don't worry, it's gonna sort out, everything's gonna be fine. Thanks for coming, guys. See you next week.